Looking to get back somewhere up in there. I like the fact that it's all open.
Looking for the mountains.
Pretty amazing.
Looking for that wild place.
I'm up in the saddle
Looking
now.
for the mountains. Looking for them wild places. Yes. The casket drippers back on the scene.
Back on the scene.
Yeah, that's my ride. Again, it's Caribou Targhee National Forest. We're just a bit south of Afton, Wyoming, just across the border from Idaho. As I'd mentioned, Salt River down here. This kind of a delayed pit stop before hiking is going to work out. The pack is really heavy. I've got 6 days worth of provisions in here, nearly full, and there's no water. I'm going to need the rain gear, top and bottom. It's going to go on the back. Slow start to this day. Really tired. I slept great. Jeez, it's gotta be like 10:30, 11 already. That's what it is. Here's the obvious route down. I was going through the bushes and trees and stuff. This is good. Might even take this coming back up. Heck yeah. It was a mile on the roads to get down here, and this was 10 minutes. Alright, there's my crossing. This is where I think the crossing is. I'm gonna have to wade through and maybe get on this big down tree here. Hopefully pick up the trail on the other side. I don't see it yet. Wait, that was easy. This is deeper. It looks sandy and muddy over there. I'm shooting for that. There's no way I can reach that. It's waist deep right here. I can't walk on that. Deep back there. This is the best way right here. Knee deep. Okay. Oh, real soft. Shit. Well, I'm hoping this is it. Come on, where's that trail? I crossed that. And right here is the trail. Yeah, real tricky coming out of that mud with your feet all dirty. And this worked out great with gravity feeding it. It was like a spray faucet on my feet. So they're dry, relatively dry, relatively clean. You use the tops of your socks to clean and dry your feet. Here we have a trail intersection, much busier than the trail I came in on. I guess that's good because chances are I won't lose the trail. Yeah, got a view of the upper mountainous areas. It looks like there's a few shade spots. The trail probably skirts this whole big marsh. Down here, the creek is running through a narrow canyon. Looks nice down there. A couple big trees right next to the creek. And I just had a four-legged critter run around this corner. It was, oh, maybe about 2.5, 3 feet high. Dark brown, and I just ran around the corner somewhere down in here. I'm out of water. It sucks because I've been up high and there's been no feeders. The map, oh, there goes something, that's a deer. The map showed 2 feeders, and then we got a big feeder creek. I'm hoping there's some flat camping spot for me there. I don't know where it is though. There's another trail coming down somewhere intersecting with this one. Stopped for some water and saw we've got a moose down there. Get a better spot. Alright, there's a moose and a baby, maybe 2. And baby's on the left. There's a baby behind it too. On the other side of the creek, far away from the trail. Glad I saw it. Didn't bring the air horn. I wish I had it right now. And there's this whole swath of, standing still marshy water between me and this moose and her single. Still haven't found out if there's 2 or just 1. Okay. Well, I'd hate to even want to set up camp around here now. Standing on this vantage point to film that moose. Here's a kill zone right here. So I'm sitting here, just kind of feeling it out with the tent here. The only issue is the sun. It's just going to blast down on it here. And the trail is right here. you know, 15, 20 yards. And then I hear footfalls, like heavy horse hoof footfalls down here. And if it's the same pair, mother and calf moose, came right up the draw, right up through here, and they would have literally come face to face with me if I were down there filtering water where I filmed them. I find it highly unlikely that it's a second pair, but they covered a lot of distance, maybe such a 10-15 minute period, and they're right up in here now. And this is where I plan to collect water, and I will. And this is exactly where the mother moose and her calf came through. Just imagine, right, there's a footfall right here. Just imagine if they came right through and I was bending over for water. Alright, my plan now is to vacate. They're probably going to camp right up there, and my potential campsite was down there. We're going to put some distance between them. That was a big push after stopping, thinking about camp. And it's been all this willowy marsh, you know, ever since. And what looks like it closes up back there with the forest, and I'm hoping for some shady flat camping back there. I haven't seen any of my landmarks, feeder creeks, but I'm with water now, and that's okay. I'm hoping just a little bit further to those trees. That's a nice beaver dam for sure. Look at that. Got some dark clouds overhead, and I did hear some thunder back this way a while back. I want to get that tent set up soon. Here it is climbing again. Looks like it takes a sharp turn, but if it's a canyon, I can't get to the water, and there's been just a few scant feeders. That last spring there was no good camping there. Gonna have to decide real soon. I'm fading out, and it's not, my reaction time is down. This just looks like a slot canyon with no flat spots for a camp. It would be a miracle, I think, to find something. I'm going back, and I'm just gonna have to work for a decent spot. This is it right here, and just gonna have to find a way down to the water. I saw one back there. There might be one a little easier over here. And we got some rumbling over here. Nothing here yet. Yeah. Got some all natural fireworks. July 2nd up in the mountains. got some thunder and lightning going on. I like it. Oh, I like to hear it out here. Ugh. There it is. I've been recovering. Oh dear, I can't lay down. I won't get up. I've been recovering here in the tent. Pretty hard day for me. Not being in shape. Ah, mosquitoes. Thought they were scared away. Yeah, let's recount that close call with the moose and her baby, her calf. So what I had done was climbed up on this log to get a high perspective and get a nice film. And I think she saw me. I said to myself, oh, she can't see that far. I could see her, maybe she could see me, and I have this, what kind of camo is this? A candy shop camo. Yeah. Coming off that log, I decided not to continue. I was tired, and I was thinking, well, I'd be going in their direction. So I picked up my stuff, took it around the corner to this possible camp location, and I just sat on the log for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And then here they come. They come right through the place that I would have been sitting down filtering water. This 3-foot high little monkey with Mama Moose and her baby. I don't think things would have been so close and so fast, and with no recourse. I think she would have charged. Anyway, that in my mind is a blessing, a natural blessing, kind of what I think is repayment for how I respect nature. Wow. And a hot day. Almost, what's the term? Embryonic, maybe. Just hot and dry, and I was like, I would do a few things. I was setting up camp here, and I would do 3 or 4 things, and I would just be completely parched. Exhausted too, tired. I don't know how far. I didn't see my landmarks, which were creeks draining. I just saw one. There are supposed to be trails intersecting. I didn't see any. Falling back to nature, I think they are. So anyway, I think I'm past my 4-mile mark, and we'll get up to Wagner Lake tomorrow. Yeah, and getting water was just almost torture here. I had to drop down an embankment and cut through about 30 yards of these willows. There was a path, which was good. I get to the water, and it's just a sheer drop into like this fast flowing water. I had to submerge my bottles sideways, and I had to hold on to a branch to lean over into the water to submerge these platypus bottles. Oh my God. Hard earned, and just had a quick wipe down my face and arms. Had to get back up here, and then just had the last bit of gumption to do a thorough tick check. And I haven't seen any ticks on this trip, thankfully. Being right next to that water where animals go to drink, it's real Real nasty place for ticks. Alright, so I'm done gabbing. I'm gonna enjoy these thunder claps and relax, filter water, make a dinner, and do that. It's my morning. Yeah. And that sun came up over here. I was thinking east was this way. And then it hid behind the clouds. And finally, I'm able to get some of it. It was a chilly night. Mid-40s. And this was my zone over here. Worked out all right. Slightly sloped going down, but I managed. The rain last night lasted about 20 minutes. Not bad. One last thing is I wanted to mention we're training with this pistol, and it did start to wear on me. And I can't describe how. I think just the whole contraption on my chest. The strap kind of gets me here, but if I pull my shirt up, it's okay. I think just the whole new burden was wearing on me. This is just over a rise, pretty much where I gave up yesterday. A big meadow. Trees over here. I'm wondering if there's that feeder creek I was looking for coming down. And my guess is there's camping opportunities or established camp locations here. Okay, this is what was told of me, to me. A ford and another ford somewhere back here. I guess this is my wake up here. There it is. There's your trail. Now, here's my plan, because it always messes me up. On the other side, my feet are dirty and muddy, and I don't want to put my socks on like that. So I'm going to collect some dirty water to rinse my feet off. You know, and there's nothing to sit on over there either. It just aggravates the situation. Okay. The water was cold, and the rocks kind of hurt the feet a little bit. And I got some water out there just before I came up. And I rinsed the feet off and put my stuff back on. Alright. The adventure continues, whether I get the lake or not. And here, this is either one big cat or a small bear. And we see hair. It makes me think it's a cat. because this is what they do. They poop on rocks and things like that on the trail. Very prominent, very territorial. That's a big cat. This has got to be. Here we have a quite large feeder creek. Kind of what I was looking for yesterday, to have easy access to water. Not much in the way of camp spots in here yet. Now this, I'm going to need to refer to the map now after I cross. Looking for the side trail supposedly coming in, and I see this. What's that about? There's another cut one there. A lot of these trails, well, this cut goes that way. A lot of these trails people don't use. They just fall back to nature. Well, what I did find is an established camp spot back in here. Pretty good one. Nice and shaded. And a nice bench. Might take a chill here. And this is just after that creek crossing. Here's the next ford. It's deeper, with big boulders underneath on the bottom. I almost wish I had a stick. Gonna have to go this way, I think. Too bad there's not any down trees. I don't think so. Alright, just another time consumer. Not so easy of a crossing, knee deep, and just a little slippery with those rocks. And that current was strong, so strong that I had to lift my stick up and kind of plop it in. Got a fellow friend up there. Come on. This camera won't see her that well. Just a female deer. Curious, cute. Anyway, just a beautiful meadow. Look at this. And the tides are changing already. I guess my point was, this is so tempting to want to camp somewhere here. The trip is just taking a bit of an ominous, sour note. These crossings, the trail, it's just gonna be a nightmare if it's raining and wet. I have to get through these two crossings tomorrow morning. I'm not going to be back here socked in with rain. It's just going to be dismal. Well, this is my fallback. Got the crossing here for water, and the thought of staying here. So close to these open upper meadows. Basically the trail cuts into the next canyon and climbs, I think, for 2 miles. And what I have to think is there would be no place to camp in there. Okay. Still going. Maybe, I don't know, I can't figure distance so well on this one. What I'm hoping is there's a canyon here. I'm hoping that there's water draining from the lake, which would mean the trail goes up towards the lake. And I can see some open ridge up there. If it's not this one, I'm gonna call it and go back. I'll find out real soon if there's water draining. And it would be, I think, a substantial amount. It just might be. If this curls this way. I'm not going to go around another bottom of a ridge looking for this. Tiny bit of water. Tiny canyon. And the trail goes up and it looks like it goes this way. I don't know, man. I just don't know how much more I want to go. There hasn't been one landmark since that main trail way back there. So I can't gauge water supplies, etc. Distance traveled, how much more to go. It's just been a real trick. And all the people coming back here are on horses, so they don't have my problems. Moving on a little bit, real steep slope here with a nice old growth here and a nice old growth tree here. Now, I think there's some water draining right down here. I'm thinking of setting a base camp somewhere right in here and just day hike the rest. It'd be safer to camp here for lightning strikes tonight, and just kind of a breathtaking, beautiful place to be. I'm gonna toss it around right here. Yeah, I'm liking it. Now, I don't know what I happened upon. I set the stuff here, trail's in here, and I came to look at the draw for water, and this is a full-blown trail right here. I don't know. It's more than an animal trail. Wow. I wonder if it's a shortcut to the lake. It makes sense because this is the ridge that the lake is on. Wow. Might just follow this up, set my camp there. And there's the open slopes right above these trees here. I'm gonna go for it. real nice old trees here. And peace of mind, I got my camp set. Got here at noon. And yeah, these are boiling up here, these big clouds. We're gonna have some lightning, thunder, rain for sure. That trail is right between these two evergreen clumps. Would have liked to have been going already. I had to set the tent and get the pack ready, and I'm going to get my water for tonight and tomorrow before I leave. That could take another half an hour. Regardless, we're gonna go up this trail a little ways and see where it goes. Yeah, on this trail, heads up towards the little drainage, following the trees, and getting up here pretty quick. Surprising. It's a steep trail. Look at this. Man, you wouldn't stop unless you did a spread eagle plant. Slid on your belly till you caught something. And that's that creek drainage. I crossed the last little one, and it's dry in this section. Looks like it comes from around that way. I almost think that the lake is close up there. I still have a trail right in here. Really good trail to follow. Pretty amazing. Awesome to find this, because now I got instant adventure from camp. Yeah, man, I got up here fast. This is what I needed. And my camp is just as high as that grassy ridge top. Yeah, awesome. And look here, some massive old trees. This is what I wanted to see. Look at this. Trail's fading out. Just not sure which track to follow. There's some animal tracks, and it's just getting confusing. But what I'll do is go to the top here. This is a no-brainer. Right back down, and the slope is so steep going this way that it's just a no-brainer to follow the spine along the tree line. Okay, well, here's the top of the ridge here. Holy man, sure did climb up here. I smell animals, or their poop. That's the trick. Is it poop or animals? Alright. That's gotta be Wagner Mountain. Yeah, it's tempting to keep going, because you can probably get all the way back to the back ridge of just following this. It's a whole lot easier now. And I think my Kodak moment is fading. The sun is hiding now. Yeah, we can get this one here. So, if I'm right, Wagner Peak, Wagner Mountain, is 10,700 feet. That puts me at about 95, maybe a little less. And so that's an accomplishment I'm glad for. I didn't think I would get up out of this river, creek, canyon, and this was the payoff. Just random finding of that trail. And my guess, it's a hunter's route. Come up here for the big buck elk. And sleeping spots right in here. I can imagine also there being sheep and mountain goats up here. Yep. Heading down now. Excellent find. And by the map, this actually connects to Wagner Mountain. And we got some stuff coming, and that's rain right there. Maybe there too. Probably get back just in time. The pace is slow, but the distance covered is fast. It's been 10 minutes. It'll be 25 minutes from the top down. Maybe an hour and a half up. That's the morning view. I wish we had some sun. I was hoping for that morning sunny window to get going. It's not raining yet, but it will. And when it starts, it's not going to stop. We've got solid clouds. Low clouds here. And I'm just in the mood to just stay here and lay here for another 3 hours. But I want to get going. Alright. I got the first crossing finished. No problems. Smoothing out now with rinsing the feet off. And started to sprinkle right when I got out of the tent. And then it tapered off. It started to sprinkle right when I started to cross. So this anxiety keeps tempting me. But I'm not complaining. Not one bit. It's humid, but that sun isn't beating down on me. And feeling a whole lot better about the day. Well, I'm starting to make noise. This print is huge. Look how big it is compared to my boot. Alright, that's a moose track. Looks fresh. And I don't even see my prints. There's another from yesterday. Okay, coming through. Second crossing done, and just as I'm getting across, here comes a heavier sprinkle, light rain, and it's time to put the jacket on. You gotta remember, it's just cumulative. Every drop that adds more and more and more is the wetter you're gonna be. Now, it's really tempting to put these pants on, but not yet. Yeah, steady, light rain, and this is what happens. All these leaves get wet, and the water just transfers to your lower legs, even up higher here. It's not so bothersome down there. My feet are dry with these boots. Okay, I'm at this spot that I stopped at coming up with the fabled table here. I'm gonna resurrect it. What I think is I'm gonna camp here. It stopped sprinkling, raining. The sun's been trying to break through. I don't think it's gonna happen. Anyway, the deal is this is a nice breezy spot with the breeze coming up from here, which would be nice for drying out my stuff. Now, whether it's going to rain again, I don't know. What's wet, these pants are soaked down on the bottom. My braces are soaked. The boots are soaked, but they're dry inside. Real happy about that. And today, being the 4th of July, we've had people coming back on excursions on horseback. There's been probably 15 horses come through here. Now, the one thing that kind of makes it sucky is if it gets really wet, those muddy spots are just going to be ripped up, shredded. And the second group came through. One guy told me about this spring right here, so I was a little concerned about where to get the water from the river, and this is a great answer. The camp being right up here. Yeah, making myself right at home here. Got some raspberry hibiscus tea coming up. Ooh, let's put that in the koozie. Keep it warm. Yeah. Got the table going. Got some water from the spring down there. Fantastic. Crystal clear water. Got the tent going up right here. Awesome. Right here in this super sunny spot. Right down here we've got some wild strawberries. Let's see. Awesome. They're everywhere right here. I'm surprised they're ripe. All the other places that I've seen, I imagined that it would take. There's a nice big one. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. It's been a long day here. I'm on my second cup of tea. Warmed up nicely, dried out nicely. Had a sweet little hummingbird come by, attracted to one of my colors, and he flew up onto a branch here. Wanted to hear what I had to tell him. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it's the next morning. and we had a few thunder and lightning activities. Yeah, it's the next morning. Real nice and sunny and bright, like I'd hoped for. However, just before daybreak, we had some storm cells move through, and it rained moderately heavy for half an hour, and then lightly for another 15 minutes. And I thought it was the way things were going to be for the rest of the day. And then I took a peek out, and I saw blue, and I saw that sun about to come out and warm me up. That was great. I'm packing up. Everything's dry. I've got a short hike back to the creek crossing. Yeah, making noise through here, because I've had twice now instances of smelling animals, and this is building. Heard some rumbles, thunderheads. Oddly enough, the wind is coming from this way. This looks like they're creeping that way. Just hold through this stuff and I'll be all right. And just around that corner, just the last mile or so. Alright, I'm near the crossing, and if I make it across in time to beat this storm, which just rumbled, it'll be a miracle. But see, right now, I'm going to water up for tonight with 2 liters of water. It's going to take some time, and I'm going to prepare the pack for the crossing. Take these off, this comes off, and yeah, let's go. Yeah, nasty creek crossing. I was 15 minutes late from a sunny, warm, perfect crossing, and that storm bank came in, and it just pummeled hail, and it was nasty. It was nasty. The good thing is I got there and I was prepared. I could even see the crossing. I had a crossing stick, and it was just one of those nasty things I had to do. The lightning bank passed, and then the hail came down. I was afraid to go with the lightning bank, which would have been dry, but then just imagine starting to cross when the hail came down. Yeah, back at the motorcycle. One thing that happened was the water got all milky from sediments coming into the river, so I couldn't see how deep it was. A couple places, yeah, and this time I put everything in the bag, including the rig. I tied my boots around my neck. You know, you tie the laces and the boots hang in front. I was prepared to take a dive into that water. The stick helped, But then the stick didn't help because I was trying to feel where it was deep and whatnot, and the current was taking the stick as I was, the bottom end of the stick out. And I just said, go, let's go. And I just plowed on through. And it was a super muddy mess. The horses came through there, a dozen at least, twice. And the cows were down there. I hope I don't get any cow disease from, my bare feet. But I got it. And I've been kind of just walking around here trying to warm up. I'm cold. The shirt is sweaty. And one thing I'm looking at is just a small bit of fire for some heat. Amazing. The bottom of this split log was facing down. There's something about it. It was dry and it just started right up. So I've got some warmth, and I'm just gonna nurse this for a while. Yeah, man, I needed that. And still, just my waist is a little cold. My pants are nearly dry, completely dry. Boots are still wet. They feel dry inside. So what I forgot to say is that creek crossing, river crossing, was deep enough to reach the bottom of my underwear. And also that storm that came in immediately inundated those trails to like a slimy, muddy mess. And I'm so glad I didn't have to hike any more of it than just down to the creek. I literally had to use that crossing stick to keep my balance. The mud from the hiking trail was accumulating on the bottom of my boots. And that's the mess I didn't want to endure or have to deal with way back there. Okay, wow. I got my days mixed up. Friday is the 4th of July. That's today. And man, I'm so glad I didn't hit the roads. It's just like this bubbling whether to go, whether not to go. And this whole holiday mix just messes me up. And I can't tell you how many times I've had bad things happen on the 4th of July. And being on the road is just like the keynote to a bad event. So, I'm glad I'm here. Nice chill. Got warmed up. Now I'm going to have dinner. And I'm going to bail out in the morning. It's all set. Ready to go. Have some thunder coming this way, and it would suck to be rained on in the morning and wet to get up and go. But tomorrow is Saturday. I have all day to get home, and I'm just gonna play the role of keeping it cool. Cascade Trekker out.